Welcome back, aspirants. Today we will understand the National Register of Citizens, that is the NRC. For better understanding, I have divided it into different subparts. We will understand what NRC is, its history, controversies surrounding NRC, legal and constitutional aspects of the NRC, and the future of NRC. We will also understand the international response and conclusion. Before we move forward, I also request you to subscribe and like the videos so that you are always updated with our latest content. Now, what is the National Register of Citizens? The NRC is a list containing the names of Indian citizens residing in the state of Assam. The NRC was first created in 1951 to identify illegal immigrants who had entered the state after March 1971. However, the recent updates to the NRC have caused controversy and raised questions about the citizenship status of millions of people in India. It is important to discuss the NRC because it has far-reaching implications for social and political fabric of India. The NRC has been criticized for being discriminatory towards certain communities, particularly Muslims, and for causing immense distress to those whose names have been excluded from the list. Additionally, the NRC has potential to impact India's relationship with neighboring countries and the international community as large. Now, the history of National Register of Citizens. The idea of NRC was first proposed in 1951 as a way to identify Indian citizens and distinguish between them from illegal immigrants. However, it was not until 1985 that the concept was officially introduced by the government of Assam, a state in the northeastern region of India with a population of immigrants from neighboring Bangladesh. The process of creating this register involved conducting a census-like survey to collect data on individuals residing in Assam. The goal was to identify those who could prove that they had ancestors who had lived in the state before March of 1971, the day before Bangladesh declared independence from Pakistan and sparked an influx of refugees into India. Those who could not provide such proofs were deemed illegal immigrants and subject to deportation. Now, controversies surrounding this NRC. The NRC has been a topic of controversy since its inception. NRC was first introduced in Assam in 1951 to identify illegal immigrants, but it was only in 2015 that the Supreme Court ordered its update. The process of updating the NRC has been marred by allegations of bias against certain communities and exclusion of legitimate citizens. The NRC has caused immense fear and anxiety among people who have been living in India for generations but lack proper documentation. Many of them has been left out of the list despite having valid documents, leading to concerns over discrimination and marginalization. Additionally, the government's rhetoric round of NRC has created a hostile environment for minorities, with many fearing prosecution and violence. Now, legal and constitutional aspects of the NRC. The NRC is a register containing names of Indian citizens. It was first prepared in 1951 after the census of 1951. The NRC was updated periodically to include the names of new citizens and exclude those who are no longer eligible for citizenship. The process of updating NRC involves verifying the citizenship status of individuals and their families through a set of documentation such as birth certificate, land records, and voter lists. The legal and constitutional aspects of NRC have been challenged in courts on several grounds. One of the main concerns is that process of updating the NRC is exclusionary and discriminatory. Many people, especially from marginalized communities, don't have access to the required documents and are thus at risk of being excluded from the NRC. Additionally, there have been allegations of bias and errors in verification process. Whether to add the exclusionary nature of the NRC, these issues have resulted in both protest and criticism of the NRC, both within the country and even internationally. Now, what is the future of the NRC? Though the future is uncertain, with many questions unanswered. The NRC was implemented in Assam to identify illegal immigrants, and it has been controversial since inception. The government has proposed to implement it throughout India, but remains to see how this will play out. One of the implications of the NRC is that it could lead to exclusion of large number of people who are unable to provide the necessary documents to prove their citizenship. This could have serious consequences for India's social and political fabric, particularly for marginalized communities who have been disproportionately affected. It is important to consider the potential impact of NRC on these communities and to ensure their rights are protected. Now, the international response was that many countries have expressed concerns over the potential human rights violations that may occur as the result of NRC. The United Nations Human Rights Council has called on India to ensure that the process of updating the register is non-discriminatory and in line with international human rights standards. In addition, neighboring countries such as Bangladesh and Nepal have expressed concerns over the impact that NRC may have on their citizens who are living in India. Now, in conclusion, the National Register of Citizens is a highly controversial issue in India, but it has sparked debates on citizenship, identity, and even human rights. We have discussed its history, controversies, legal aspects, and even future implications. It is clear that NRC has a very significant impact on different communities, particularly minorities and marginalized groups, that has raised concerns about discrimination and exclusion. As India moves forward, it is important to address these issues and ensure that NRC is implemented in a fair and transparent manner. Furthermore, the international response to NRC has been mixed, with some countries expressing concern about its impact on human rights, while neighboring countries where India has defended the NRC as a necessary measure to tackle illegal immigration. It is crucial to consider its border implications and engage in constructive dialogue with the other nations. Thank you. Lastly, thank you for watching, and if you learned something new, like the videos and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss relevant updates. Also, check out our other videos and feel free to comment down any suggestions on how we can improve our content.